I can operate when we need it. Stop stepping. Yeah, I know. G'day everyone, welcome back to Tom's Brook Farm. We finished the barley yesterday, so absolute awesome effort. We finished about 8:30 last night. So we've got pretty much full storage. PS1 here is empty. I don't know how much we got in PS2. So just got to make a plan of how I'm going to load brine. I need to move the auger from PS1 into VB3 there. So that that's some questionable grain. I'd love to empty that 100 tonner, but you can see it's quite full. So yeah, we'll see. We'll definitely do the A trailer from VB3. We might start off with PS2 to empty that in the lead, and then we'll head down and we'll get the 100 tonner. We'll start to empty that. But yeah, we're heading down to wheat today. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what our yield's going to go. We're a little bit unsure. It was a dry finish for us, so the we feel like the wheat got burnt off at the end. So yeah, we're hoping for around like 2.5 tonne to the hectare. But yeah, we'll see. We might be a bit disappointed. It might go low twos, but yeah, we shall just see. But yeah, we're going to start moving everything down once the guys have serviced everything, and we'll crack into it and we'll see what it is. Put this down. Well, I got that auger moved just in time. Brian's already here. Well, everyone is servicing away. They're greasing, blowing, fueling, windows, repairing anything that needs repairing. I've got PS1 behind me, so we'll take this down to the paddock, and then yeah, we're heading down to where we've been for the barley and the canola. And both times I didn't have my my line there, so I've got to try and get a line down with just me there. So we might just need to line some so a ute up and tie it off. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get down there, so I can get my nice straight line so that we can load brine perfectly. Well, it's pretty easy to see where the 100 tonner was. The 100 tonner was just here. So I'll mark that here so we know where the 100 tonner goes. Just there. So that should be my line. I'll just have to reverse my ute up a little bit and I'll tie off that. And then we'll walk that way, put the string down, and yeah, paint our line. I mean, we can see where the other fill bins were. Like, you can see the canola and all that. But with it not being, you know, perfectly lined out, you know, we didn't have, you know, I mean, it yielded well, but there wasn't a lot of canola that was down here. There is going to be hopefully a lot of, you know, this paddock here is 475 hectares of wheat. So, you know, we'd hope for over 800 and something tonne to come off of there. So, yeah, we want to make sure these are all straight and perfect, because Brian's going to be coming in and getting quite a lot of loads from here. That's the plan, because it's going to yield well. So let me get my line and we'll string this out. So I'm now dragging down PS2. Dad and Annabelle are grabbing both of the fire units, so the fire truck and the fire unit, bringing them down to the paddock. George and Henry are nearly finished servicing, so they'll bring their machines down in a little bit, and we'll get a sample off, see where we're at. So yeah, we're slowly getting there. Brian won't be too far off coming back for his second load. I can't move any more bins until we've got him back. But yeah, as I'm driving down, I thought it'd be a good time to just mention the old moustache, you know, the Movember. Yeah, if you guys are able to donate, $2 is all I'm asking, would be fantastic. It's been overwhelming, the amount that you guys have already raised. We're over $6,400 as of right now. the 10th of November for me. But yeah, it is just amazing the support from you guys. You're all legends. Thank you very much. So yeah, I think I mentioned it in my my last episode, but I did up the target from $2,000 to $10,000. So yeah, we're getting there, and yeah, I'd love to reach it. It's all going towards prostate cancer, so yeah, it would be awesome if you guys could donate. And of course, you're going a chance to win a hat and a stubby holder. So yeah, if you could donate, that'd be great. And now the other question I've been asked a lot is, why do we have open top fill bins? And you know, what happens when it rains and everything like that? Why do we have open tops? I don't know, just ease really. You can fill them fuller than what you can on a lidded silo. A lidded silo you can only fill from two sides. The way that I set up my fill bins, you couldn't use lidded silos because they fill from the sides. So the drawbars at the front, you have to fill from the sides on those lidded silos. So it wouldn't work for us. What happens when it rains? If we see a big rain on the horizon, like on the forecast, we'll try and make sure we've got all our grain out, like if it's a really big rain. But if it's only, you know, even up to 10 mils, doesn't really matter on the grain. The moisture will not increase in the grain itself, so you know, you're fine. You know, it might go up a couple points, but yeah, it's not going to go up percents. So you know, that's all good. Now if we do get a rain on it, like say we get a 10 mil rain event, what we do is we'll go out and then we'll just use the chasers and then just shuffle it all around in the fill bins. So typically we'll have an empty fill bin or two or three, and we'll take the grain out of the current fill bins and just move them into the next one. And that's just to, you know, let it all stir up and, you know, breathe. If we do leave them, you do end up with like, not rotted grain, but you get like pretty bad looking grain just down in the boot. But everywhere else in the bin, it all slides down, and you know, you don't really notice until you go to shift the bin, and you're like, oh god, that looks nasty. But yeah, that's why we don't have open tops. We can fill them fuller, they're easier, and it doesn't really affect us. Last year when we had a lot of rain, last year, and we thought, god, we need some lidded silos. But on a normal year like this year, not worth it. So there's your answer to that. Right, so we got Brian back, so we're going to do the same again as last time. A trailer from this because it's questionable grain. Then we'll go to the 100 tonner, and we've got a full chaser bin. And then what we'll do is swing around and go to that 860. I want that 100 tonner empty so that we can move it. Bit of a pain for Brian, I know, but yeah, that's what we have to do. Well, Brian is loaded and gone. I've got the VB on behind me. Dad's taking the 100 tonner down. The guys are bringing their headers, and Bill's bringing her chaser. So we'll get down there, they'll do a sample. I'll run Dad back up here to his chaser, run the sample. It's gonna be dry, and they'll just get roaring. Okie dokie. We are onto some glorious wheat. So let's see what the moisture is. Looks like Will's already done one this morning. Theirs was 12.5. So let's take a guess. I'm going to say 12.8. JH on the money. 12.8%. Right. I actually don't know what it is for deliverable. I know it's 13.5, but that depends on the grade. So I think we'll just basically get going. 12.8% under 13. Yeah, guess we'll find out. So I'll get the boys rolling. And we are away in the wheat. So I just had a look behind both headers, and they're pretty good. Henry's got an issue with his chaffer, it's stuck open. It's a bit of a job to fix, so we're just comparing the two samples of the two headers to see what it looks like. So Henry's got quite a lot of whiteheads in there, but that should be sorted out by tightening concaves and speeding rotors. So we'll see what happens. Looking at George's from here, I can see he's got a lot of whiteheads as well, so that's more going to be our issue, not that we're letting a lot of straw through. Wow. So we're up on George's, and you can see how we've got all this. This is what we call whiteheads. So it's the sheath, or whatever you want to call it, the cover of the grain. It should look like Dad's hand there. So George is going to have to speed his fan up and then also tighten his concave as well to crack all the grain, get all the grain out of the whitehead. But yeah, Henry's sample's a bit better. Right, I'm going to leave them to it. Brian will probably actually be backlighting himself by now, but we had to sort that out. So George's machine didn't have the same settings as Henry's, so his fan was too slow, his concave's a bit too wide. So just an adjustment of the fan, adjustment of the concave, and we'll get both those samples looking very nice, and we'll be all good. Alrighty, I'm going to leave Brian to load himself. He's all sorted. All the fill bins got augers. He's got cameras and scales, so it's pretty easy. So I'm heading down with the sample, which is right there. So then we need to know what grade we're going to go, and then what the moisture is for that grade, because it will determine where Brian goes with this next load. If our grain has to go to town because Cascade doesn't have a stack for it, or they have been having issues with some of the grids at the moment, his next load is going to be a split load with barley. So we just want to make sure that he can go to Cascade with it. If he can't go to Cascade, then we'll just fill him up with a full load of wheat and then send him to town, and then we'll do the split load later on. So yeah, with feed barley, it's simple. You just got one grade you're going for, feed one. But with wheat, there's multiple different grades you can go. All depends on how good your grain is. So that's what we're going to go and find out. So we are coming back from CBH. We found out the grade, so that's all good. And then thought on my way past I'd just drop in and see the house, because there's walls up. Still obviously walls to go up, and the roof still needs to go up, but it's crazy to see the house to actually have walls, which is just awesome. One step closer to moving in when they've got it all like this. So yeah, just absolutely fantastic to see that the house is coming along. I've got the 860 down here now and the auger. The guys have already filled the 100 tonner. A little bit has gone into there. They've done about 38-ish hectares out there, and the yield at the moment's going about 3 tonnes, so absolutely fantastic. Be good to see if that holds up as I get across the paddock. You should be able to see that the guys are just here harvesting away. If I get a chance, I'll fly the drone today and yeah, show you guys them out there harvesting wheat. And at the moment I'm just going to head back up to the shed. Well, not the shed. Head back up to the field bins there, grab some, or grab an auger, bring it down, and then wait for Brian. He's going to come back. He's going to do a split load. So 2 of his trailers, I'm assuming, will have barley, and then one will have wheat. And yeah, we've got plenty of grain here for him, so that won't be an issue. Brian's just rolling in, so we've got a full VB and then about half, so we're hoping to fit it in his lead and in his A, but yeah, we'll see what happens. So we're down here at the wheat. We ended up with a very full lead and dog trailer, but we did fit it in. So now we're just going to top up his, put grain in his A trailer essentially. So we're into the wheat, so exciting. So obviously we haven't finished delivering barley. We've still got 5 bags that need to be delivered, but we'll do that at the end of harvest when we're all done. Right. now that we've got Brian all sorted, got to get these fill bins down. The guys still got plenty of storage, but need to start moving them down. So I'll get PS3 first, just so that we stay in our order. Just noticed that I've got a flat tyre on the PS though, so I don't think my hose will reach from. Well, let's give it a go. Let's see if it reaches. Very handy having your own air compressor on your ute. So for anyone interested, it's that's the air compressor fitting just there, and then the headboard. So this board here, well the tube I should say, that's actually the air tank. So you can actually store your air in there. Mine slowly leaks out, whereas Henry's can pump his up and then leave it pumped up for weeks, and there's still air in there. Which is bloody cool, but yeah, mine just slowly leaks out, so I've got to start it every time. And then just in the side doors here, we've just got the twin air compressor there, and it works bloody brilliant. It's much nicer than the ones we used to have, which we'd store in here, we'd pull out, you'd have to hook it onto the front of the ute and the battery. Just much nicer having it all built into the tray. Just makes life so much easier. Well, I've got the PS down. I still need to go back and get the VB, so I'll get that after Brian's loaded. He's on his way back now. He should only be about 5 minutes, and then he'll be done. So I'll throw the drone up. And we'll see him loading, and then after that we'll throw the drone out there and see the guys harvesting. I was gonna get some drone footage. I got the drone up, got it out there, and then Henry, when he went to unload, couldn't. And the reason is his belt is missing, it's broken. So I'm heading out there now just to have a look. Then we'll hopefully, we're thinking we've got one back at the shed, and then we can chuck that on and get him going. So stay tuned. All right, so what have we got?
Well, what we've got is the chopper belt that's come adrift.
Oh, the chopper belt's come adrift.
Yeah, so it's a 3-band belt, normally power rig, which was replaced last year when this failed, when it was brand new.
Yeah.
So that all failed. So
and then that's come up into there.
Come up, and it's yeah, if you could fit it back on, it would probably do the
Oh geez, there's a bit of damage up here.
bit of damage, yeah.
And then, well, we're very lucky we didn't have a fire.
This belt come off, yeah. Sorry.
Alright, so this is more than just a auger belt fix. This is we need to get to town to get a chopper belt. And what's this one? That's the chopper. Oh, that's the, yeah. That's the discharge belt. Well, that's the chopper belt there. Yeah, this is the one that we changed on header number 2 earlier on in the season. Right, so we said chopper belt, it's discharge belt. So discharge beater belt is this one here. It goes all the way up to the top. We are also going to replace Henry's chopper belt because if you can see that, it's all chopped out as well. So first off, we need to get off the hydraulic pump that's in front of Henry. We also need to get this giant hydraulic pump off here as well. And then we can get all the belts, essentially. And we'll replace the chopper belt because we had that one on hand, but we don't have the discharge beater belt. Next year we will have one on hand because we've done 2 this season. So, and like Henry said before, this whole thing went last year, so they had to replace that, and the belt was replaced last year. So not the best track record for it, but yeah, anyway, we'll get to it and get this changed out. Well, on that side it's just a bit of rubber. Yep. Right. So I've got my hydraulic pump off, and then Henry is just getting the bolts undone for that hydraulic pump. We can then take the auger belts off, which are actually fine, and then we can get this one off here. Well, after he loosens the tensioner on this, although we should be able to just pull it off anyway.
I've already loosened it, that's why.
Oh, you've already loosened it? It's still pretty tight. It's alright, we'll get it off. Now, I've got to, what have I got to do to get those belts? The chopper belt, I will get back to you on. It's like you're cracking off paint or something.
I've cracked a seal and it stinks.
It does. So Henry's nearly got that one sorted. It's been a bit of a pain trying to get spanners and sockets in. I have got the Terminator belt loosened off, and I've also got the that's the actual discharge beater belt is loosened off. Now I got to get them off, and then I've got to loosen off this one here, which is this big long one here. This is the chopper drive belt, so I've got to take this one off, and then we're going to take all the belts off to then get this belt off to replace it with those ones. And to top it off, about every 20 minutes, George comes past, which you can see just there, and he showers us in chaff. So yeah, it's very fun. At least it's wheat and not barley. Barley would be a nightmare. So when it broke, I'll get my camera in there. It all tangled around here. So this is live. What Henry's got there, that spins live all the time.
Yeah, even with the rotor disengaged, it's always spinning.
It's always spinning. So it's, yeah, we've got to make sure we get all that off, because it's not just going to be on rotating every time we turn the auger on. It's just rotating all the time.
George, get a few more runs over.
Okay, so I've got the two belts off that I need to get off in order to get this belt up. Oh look, nice and easy. Like that. And that is the chopper drive off. Now to try and get the new one back on. The chopper belt is all done and dusted. So when Dad gets back from town, all we're going to do is just, well, Henry's still trying to get all the rubber that's stuck in that hydraulic motor. Is, well, pump, not motor. He's trying to get that out, and yeah, we've got to get this belt off, put the new belt on, and you know, we'll be all dandy. While we're here, we might open it up and have a look at that chaffer, or we might save that for another day. We'll just that's a game day decision. Alright, so Dad's only just left town now, so we've still got an hour and a bit till he's back. So I figured we'd have a look in here. So this is the chaffer, as you can guess, it's where all the chaff sort of sits. Right up here is our augers, so our auger beds. When the comes to the rotor, which is up here, the first initial bits of grain will come down from there, drop down, and then come along. Now that there is your pre-cleaner. Anything good drops straight down. Then you got your chaffer. So your chaffer, everything just comes on here. Whatever's chaff comes out the back, goes through our terminators, which look like that. And yeah, anything that's, you know, good drops down, goes into the tailings, comes back the whole way through, and then goes into our clean sieve eventually if it's good grain. So what we're going to do is we're going to remove this mag tray. Oh, watch your eyes, that's all just chaff. And then we've got to lift the whole thing up to get to the motor, which I believe is on the left hand side. And there is, I think, a bolt missing. So his chaffer is currently all the way open, and you want to be able to bring it down and up during the day, otherwise you're going to get a real dirty sample. So that's our goal. So this here is the motor at the back, and then down in here you can see there's a rod. Do you want to open it, Henry? Alright, see how that's moving out? That's got a bolt hole in it. We need to get that bolt through there. That's our mission. We're going to try and do it without moving anything, because it's a pain in the bum being in the back of here, but we'll see what we can do. Right, we're back from the shed and a little bit of dinner. Dad's about 20 minutes away, so we've still got time to do that belt. So we're trying to get this, might be able to see a bit better now. We'll try and get that hole through there. So first we'll see if the bolt that Henry's got is going to be the right size, and then if we do, we'll try and get this thing out and through and get it working. Now I can operate when we need it.
Stop sticking.
Yeah, I know. The chaffer. Which one's the chaffer?
That one.
Fuck.
Yeah. Just waiting for the chop to come down.
That was the chopper for a sec.
How do I?
And then
Stop.
one of us needs to see how. Are we sure we're lined up?
Yep.
Oh, look at that!
Too easy. It's a hell of an angle. I don't think I'm turning it, am I?
Righto, Dad's back out. We've got the belt. Oh, Henry's got it down there. So we'll chuck that on, and then Henry should be all good to go. The only thing that is the issue is that cover there that guides the belt, but we'll just see what happens. But we've got the chaffer all sorted out, so Henry's got the chaffer working, which is good because as it gets colder, it's going to get harder to keep a cleaner sample. So yeah, we'll get to and chuck this belt on.
Are you rolling, eh?
I am, but yeah, what?
Don't worry.
Brian loaded
On his own with the
100 tonner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is that easy enough to do?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a fresh belt.
Try flicking the rope into you.
Here we go. Done.
No, you're on.
Oh, well done.
As easy as that.
Simple.
So not quite the result we wanted. We've got everything on and sorted and he's all good. Like everything's all where it should be. But we rolled it over by hand just to make sure that everything was all good before we started the machine up. And the belts on the back are just, they're coming off the pulley a little bit, which is not ideal. We need to figure out what's going on and we can't, we can't see what's wrong. So Henry's unloading and we're going to take it back to the pad there and we'll work on it tomorrow. And George, we're pulling him up as well. It's currently 8:30 at the night and we've got a hell of a wet, like the roof of the cars are wet from the moisture, so from the dew. So he's slowed down and the sample's going to start turning to crap real quick. So yeah, we're just going to pull up and try again tomorrow. So yeah, anyway, thank everybody for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Go and have a listen to the Glass Coach podcast. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.